Everyone, welcome to another market briefing. This time we are waiting the ECB, so that's why we named the ECB on its toes. Soonish, actually less than 15 minutes from now. As usual, this is a session just for you guys, so feel free to ask anything you want. We are here to help. As I can see, okay. This should be much better now. Okay, so your session, ECB ahead with the rate decision and a press conference in less than an hour, as I can see in our economic calendar as usual. I'm gonna share this at the same time also as usual, basically the platform, so we could monitor together any reaction in the euro dollar more precisely ahead of the ECB. As I mentioned, we are less than 15 minutes away from the rate decision, and what is expected today is pretty much to, let me just briefly to explain a few things. What is expected today is basically to see once again ECB holding rates unchanged, while the option for a rate cut in September should be seen still on the table for September, especially now that the elections are out of the way, the UK elections are out of the way, the French elections are out of the way. So at least from the political perspective, in Europe there is nothing else rather, of course, that the economic data that we still in which anyway we're still seeing the central banks keeping themselves data dependent, but even the data presented that there is finally room for starting the easing for cutting rates eventually. So yeah, we still see, as I said, September odds are significantly high for a rate cut. And in general, we had some progress in inflation in Europe. At the same time, we have seen a tiny recovery, even though the recovery is still stalling, but there is a bit of a recovery. So that's why we claim that this is keeping basically the central banks on course to cut rates. So not only September, but actually later in the year. Okay, but definitely not in August or in July. In July and August, so basically today and in August, there is nothing really expected. And change policy, and the odds are for September, as I already mentioned, and everything is taken into consideration: the data, the inflation, even the language that the key officials are using in their latest comments, all by keeping an eye on the officials, on Ms. Lagarde and other members of the ECB. We keep seeing that they are not ready to support back-to-back cuts, so July and in August, but they need more information before moving again. So given, however, that there are two more rounds of growth and inflation before September, we expect Ms. Lagarde to keep her options open at the press conference today and to continue her approach, her data dependence approach. So let's wait and see. This is what is widely expected. Now, let me share again the euro dollar. This is just a 30 minutes cut. 30 minutes, sorry, 30 minutes chart, guys. Let me check whether you are here. Hello, how are you doing? I'm very, very well, Kakoma. Welcome, guys. Welcome, everyone. Samuel, as always, here. Thank you for joining us. Cash, welcome, everyone. So, your session, ask anything you want. Now, what we are watching right now is euro dollar in a 30 minutes chart. Okay, I show the 30 minutes chart because I noticed this nice short term descending triangle. Can you see that here? So right now is retesting again, as you can see, the bottom, the low territory of this triangle, short-term triangle. So it will be very, very interesting to see what will happen in few more minutes once we have the rates out. If nothing changed, then basically the consolidation might continue until Miss Lagarde is on her toes in 30 minutes from now. Yeah, 30 minutes from now. Good morning from Dominica. Welcome. Good afternoon, Felix. So should we expect buys? Okay. In general, you should know, guys, and thank you for asking. Even though I'm trying not to give signals, guys. I cannot give signals, but we can cover today the sentiment. Okay. Overall, as you can see, I mean, it looks to me crystal clear, right? This is a daily chart, okay? You can see that euro has significantly strengthened in July, okay, mainly in July. High Kanashi candles, okay, breaking the resistance that we had a few months ago, actually May and June, and breaching the February stop, but a nice sharp rally with some quite decisive, we could claim, moves, especially last week and yesterday and so far today, actually. So euro in general has strengthened significantly, okay, breaching and breaking this 109 level, because we expect the rate cuts indeed from the euro. So you could say, but Andrea, so that it doesn't come in line with the fundamentals. The rate cuts should weaken the euro, but instead we are seeing strengthening. Why is that? Because we have a more dovish Fed. We have a weaker dollar in comparison with the euro. Euro is gaining ground against a weak dollar because we have seen a pickup in dovish Fed bets, especially with the elections nowadays. Remember that, especially with the latest incidents, Trump, we have the so-called Trump traits, if you get me, especially after the attempt to kill him. So we have seen we've seen some support in the dollar on Monday after the Trump trades, but in general, because we have a dovish Fed bets, actually pick up in the Fed bets for a cut from the in general, that's why the dollar it's weaker than euro, and that's why we have seen this rally. And all these Fed speeches and comments, it's just adding to this rally, okay? Um, so, so at this point, I would like also, since we are watching the overall, the medium term, let's say, trade, daily picture, and we still there is still a bullish bias, okay, no tail at the bottom, nice strong candles. I would like to take a step backwards in a lower time frame, in the 4-hour chart mainly, and the 1-hour chart as well. Let me just, let's go to the, as you can see, even in the intraday basis, there have been some corrections, and it seems that the pullback has started, but it looks to be just a correction for the time being, as long as we see this trend line. Let me fix it a bit because it should connect. Yep. We still this trend line well supported still, and the price well above it. So what that means, it means that even if we have a pullback, it might be limited, it might be a correction. So okay, I don't know what kind of time frames you are trading, but try to stick on your technicals. Now, in the 1 hour chart, as I have already mentioned, we are seeing a nice descending triangle retesting for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours in a row. The bottom that we have seen a day before. Okay, so here, this head over here could be a nice trigger point if it breaks. Okay, if it breaks. So hopefully I reply to your question, Phineas, regarding what is expected. For the time being, we are seeing some pressure, but still intact. It's struggling to extend down and to break the bottom because the data will be out anyway in 2 minutes. So keep an eye on this territory over here for a very, very short term technical analysis. And as a resistance levels, I think the top of this triangle is just can be used perfectly for any rebound, with the breakout above it to be a sign of further for further boost to the upside. So what's the time? 2 minutes to go. Let me just try to share also the calendar. Allow me just few minutes just to, where is it? Here we are. Good afternoon, ma'am. Oh wait, someone is asking about gold. Okay, guys, I'm highlighting your comments. I will come back in a bit. Blessing from Jamaica. Welcome everyone. Let's wait and see. Wait for confirmation, guys. Trade what you see, not what you think. Okay, trade what you see, not what you think. It's very important. If you understand this phrase, it will help you significantly. I promise that. Gold remains holding some gains. I'm gonna get back to gold soon. I can do during market weakness or strong. If I have strong support or reason, can I take market against the weakness or okay, this needs more explanation. Let me get back in a bit. Let's see firstly 425 in this, indeed, as it was widely expected. So 425, guys, they held the rates unchanged. Same for the deposit, same for the operation rates. So nothing really changed over here. So let me get back into the markets, into our platform. So where is it? Yeah, here we are. Perfect. You can see that there is not a significant reaction yet. This is 15 minutes chart as well. Nothing really, no immediate performance, and that's a bit, I mean, yeah, that's a 5 minute chart. We can see that it's sideways even on the announcement. Try to extend higher, but still this is a very, very short time frame. So let's wait and see. The reaction for the time being looks to be muted. This is because this was widely expected, as I already mentioned. So anyway, the press conference is the insignificant one in these cases. It's not so the announcement, but more of the press conference, and whether there will be further confirmation from Ms. Lagarde regarding uh, their next steps. And not only that, actually, also uh, there any hints regarding uh, the transition protection instrument program that they are thinking to apply, which basically is a toolkit for central banks. But yes, something that you shouldn't is not so important for the time being. So muted reaction. So that allows me some few more minutes to actually few. We have plenty of time basically to go and check together gold and other assets. So please. I've seen that everyone wants gold. Don't worry, I'm on it right now. Okay, right now. But I want you to advise me other assets as well, because we have plenty of time until the ECB conference, so we can get back to the euro dollar rate later on and together to check whether there is anything significant coming out from the press conference. So let's jump into gold. Everyone's favor, right? And let me use my high Kanashi as well. After, especially you all obviously everyone has noticed this breakout that we have seen, this nice rounding bottom confirm and extended higher, right? Oh, let me just, okay, perfect. Here we go. This is a daily chart, and hopefully everyone had seen this rounding bottom, which is a nice strong bullish bias for the long term and medium term as well. And guys, you should have in mind that such patterns, such powerful patterns, such as rounding bottom, uh, they uh, they give us nice resistance levels, okay, in the medium term and in the short term as well. And the mid, somewhere in the mid, I need to measure this distance, but I think you're getting the point. So let me just, this is a daily chart. Let me jump in and see this, how beautiful these two Fibonacci levels provide in the 1 hour and 4 hour levels. So these lines that I drove here, okay, these two lines that I drove here is the 123 Fibonacci extension and the 138 Fibonacci extension, okay? So I apply them considering the top, the neckline of the rounding bottom, and the bottom of the rounding bottom, okay? So by applying the Fibonacci, I had these two as immediate resistance levels after this breakout. And can you see how beautifully it provided and satisfied this consolidation that we have seen? It provided basically a ranging area for the gold the last few days. You see that? So if I put the 1 hour chart as well, you're gonna see that the Fibonacci, the market used, let's say, in brackets, the Fibonacci extensions as an immediate resistance and support area, and we've seen that the gold is consolidating within this range. So you understand that any breakout, confirmed breakout of either of the two levels will trigger some kind of a short-term signal, and in general any failure, any struggle to extend higher, it means pullback, while any any failure to cross below it implies to a sign for a potential reversal. Okay, right now, this is the 1 hour chart. Okay, right now we can see that gold is consolidating. Okay, I will fix a bit these lines just to satisfy perfectly our Heikenashi. I use the body of the Heikenashi. But if you want and you prefer in your strategy is to use the tails, that's fair enough. So either if you use the tails, either you use the body, that's fine, as long as you're consistent in general. So I prefer the body of the candles. So that implies that I'm taking into consideration the how we could, the closure and the closure price, the close prices. Okay, so consolidating. Okay, so now what actually squeezed, let's say, the goal into a bit of a consolidation so far this week after this decisive rally that we have seen for the last, basically for nearly the whole July, is mainly the uncertainty around politics and economic uncertainties as well. And also we can claim that this subsequent positioning are making for big swings in the market. So after such a big swing that we have, after such a big rally that we have, there might be some position trading conditions as well taking place last Friday. Now, or on Monday morning, basically. Sorry for that. Now, regarding gold, if we as we have seen in the overall picture in the daily time frame, we have pretty much after posting this record high over here, this new record high over here, to 2483, 2482, the level, after breaching this new this basically another record high, we have seen it that destabilize. This is not necessarily a reversal of the long term, but nonetheless, as we have seen in the daily chart earlier, can you focus, guys, on the bodies of these candles and the absence of bottom tails? This presents that still the gold uh, has a significant bullish bias supporting its prices. So if I just apply a momentum indicator over here, sorry, just momentum indicator, I would like to see my MACD as usual. Yes, nice and beautiful. And my RSI. So nice. Okay. I would like to do. I don't know whether you can see it, but okay. I try to connect over here the bottom, the higher lows in RSI, okay, just to monitor it. Can you see it? Let me check whether you can see it. Yes, you can. So this is gold once again, guys. I tried to connect the bottoms of RSI, okay, because I can see clearly from the chart and from my high Kanashi that there is still nice bullish bias. There is nothing really indicating from the for the time being that the gold will reverse, and this uptrend that we have seen for 2 weeks, more than 2 weeks now, is running out of steam. Instead, we're seeing that rally still holds, RSI still rising, MACD still rising. So overall, in the medium term, we can see that there is still further steam to the upside. Now, let's jump into the intraday setup. So I need to change this. Okay. I need to change this. 4-hour chart, same. I mentioned earlier that you can apply also a trend line. Oh, sorry, wrong tool. A trend line connecting. Oops. Sorry, guys. Trend line or a channel in this case might work much better. Much steeper. No, I don't like it. It's not sufficient. It's not doesn't apply properly, so neither a channel. Unless if I use lower standard deviation. Let me fix this to see whether we could use a channel. If not, then we won't use it. We need to be confident with the indicator that we apply. If you cannot see it, then don't use it. Okay, retested twice, 3 times, supported. Look, much better. Can you see it? In order to apply a trend line or a channel, you need to make sure that you can basically, because in order the channel to be appropriate and increase the odds of being accurate, um, it needs to satisfy the price action. So how it satisfy the price action? By monitoring whether indeed the top line of the channel has proven to be a nice resistance level for the price during the period that we are studying, and the same stands for the bottom. So this is just fine. Nice channel, the price is at the top of it. There is some we've seen the histogram in the MACD move below the signal line, so that raise questions whether we're gonna have a reversal. But the fact that it is well above zero and they are flat, they have flattened. Can you see this? They have flattened, such as that there are still a lot of bulls supporting these the gold prices. The same stands for RSI as well, because it's at 68. Well, basically a breath below the overbought territory, plenty of room. So nothing really, no reversal, no nothing. Instead it's flattened. So what that means? It means that overall still bullish with consolidation in the near term. So look at that. A lot of positives basically. Rising MACD, rising RSI, up channel. The price is trading in the upper level, in the upper area of the Bollingers. Okay. So all these are just positive. So we'll put the 1 hour and the 30 minutes. 1 hour rose a bit, corrected a bit, still flat, still positive. Basically, not positive, it's just flat, MACD is back to zero, RSI is at 50, consolidation. So you need to keep monitoring the two levels that I already mentioned, the 2478 and 2455 to be more precise. as your immediate support and resistance level, because any confirmed breakout and closure, you need to confirm it. So you need the candle to close above it, and you need to wait for the next one to confirm a breakout either to the upside or to the downside. Even if you are in 1 hour chart, 30-minute chart, the approach is the same, unless if you have um, your own strategy that is very, very different to mine. But guys, if for instance right now something happened and we could see the gold moving higher, 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 breaking the top line, okay, and closing above it, then what we need to think of, we need to be a bit patient to see whether the next candle will also hold above it, then check our momentum whether it keep rising to the upside in order to trigger potentially a long position on the speculation for further rally. Okay. But in general, as I already mentioned, gold is well supported uh, by the central banks. Okay, and easing, which is what is expected basically, and that's why we said that traders are boosting bets for an earlier and deeper rate cut from the Fed, in contrast with what is happening with the ECB. So this, as such, the betting that we are facing right now for an earlier and deeper rate cut, okay, from the Fed, this implies to a weaker dollar. So this is boosting gold higher. So fundamentals support the support the bullion, support the gold, because it's a dollar cross and also is a non-interest bearing asset. Hopefully I cover everyone with the gold analysis right now. To all my gold traders over here, guys, because there were a lot of you asking about gold. It was Edu, it was Michael, it was random facts. um, it was Bismarck. That was all about gold right now, my dear friend. And we cover Sibusiso daily. We cover 4 hours, and I cover separately 1 hour. So hopefully you followed me. Um, yeah. If there is anything else that you want me to discuss, or you want me to do more about gold, guys, this is the time right now to let me know. So keep these immediate support and resistance levels into consideration. If I zoom in, I don't know how many people over here are scalpers, trading in a very fast environment, such as 30 minutes chart or even 15 minutes chart or even 5 minutes chart. If I go to a 5 minutes chart like this one, this is still gold 5 minutes chart. We can see that appreciation has started for nearly uh, that was somewhere no, it was less than an hour, no, actually nearly an hour. For nearly an hour we see slowly gold rising, and consider that I have applied high Kenashi candles, we see consecutive, okay, a bit doji over here, 3 consecutive to the upside, a bit of a correction, and then a resumption to the upside. So we still see in the very short terms, in the very short time frame, sorry, uh, a move to a move higher for gold. So if I measure this, just out of curiosity right now, so I'm gonna take it from the bottom to the top, and this is It should be. This is. Let me reset. Doo-doo-doo. Let me add the 61.8 Fibonacci level. Okay, and it was so. That's perfect. That's perfect. Can you see that, guys? It's a 5 minute chart. What I did, I just out of curiosity, I wanted to check why it's struggling for two consecutive 5 minute session to extend higher. And look at that. It's just this is the 61.8 Fibonacci level. Indeed, that's why we have seen some kind of a key resistance over there. Okay, just let's keep monitoring. What if my 1 hour chart, okay, let me clear a bit, my 1 hour time frame closes above my resistance line or below my support line, and my 4 hour close with long wicks, what can I do? Wait a minute, wait, okay, very nice question. Okay, very nice question. uh, I understand, Daniel, that you are using these two time frames, 4 hour and 1 hour. Okay, 4 hour, you can use the 4 hour just to have an overall view of the sentiment, which over here we've seen that right now is neutral, but is well above zero, the MACD, for example, and everything. So it's positive. Okay, it's neutral to positive. So you can use your 4 hour chart to get the overall sentiment that there is right now in the gold, and go down one time frame lower, which is the 1 hour chart, just to find your potential trigger point, your potential entry level or stop loss level. Depends on whether you have open a position or not. But if you haven't opened a position, you can use the 1 hour chart to find your trigger point, your entry level. Did you understand? So if you're mainly use 4 hour charts, you can find your resistance level over here, your support level over here, your potential target level, your potential stop loss level, and you can use one time frame lower, which is the 1 hour chart, to find the appropriate time to enter the market. Also, you can use the 1 hour chart to time your entry once you decide to open a trade. Okay? Daniel, please confirm whether you understood this approach, this multiple time frame approach. But using two time frames or sometimes three, but two is the theoretically the best. You can find it can help you find an appropriate time to enter the market, and it can help you time your entry. I cannot reply by yourself because I don't know what kind of trader you are. Also, I'm not legally covered to advise what you should do. But from what I explain in every single time frame, you can use what I share with you to uh, to to decide what you want to do, basically, because it depends. I don't know what's your how much your capital, your type of a trader, your time frame, your risk and reward ratio. So I cannot advise, but what I can say is that overall we have in the daily chart a bullish bias still on for gold. Fundamentals are supporting the gold as well. Intraday, we've seen consolidation. That's why the top and the bottom of this range, of this 2 days range, could be useful for spotting any potential pullback or continuation of the rally for gold. Gold has a tendency of breaking support and resistance significantly, then all of a sudden goes to the opposite direction, hence all I have been losing a lot on it. So that means, my dear fitness trading dietitian, that something is wrong on your risk when you're doing your risk management. Something is wrong, or something, I don't know whether you're doing any risk management. Hopefully you do. Something is wrong when you're placing your stop loss and your target level, because what I understand over here is that it moves on your direction, like so your decisions were right, but suddenly it comes against you, but it kicks you out of the market because your stop loss was too tight, or you might didn't consider having, I don't know, but double check what you're doing wrong. Is this your risk and reward ratio, where you place your targets, your stop loss, what kind of money management you're doing? So kicking you out all the time and losing at the end, it means that you're risking more. You're risking well, way more than you should, or something is wrong. Mainly, basically, are you putting your stop loss too far away just to keep yourself into the market? I don't know. You need to tell us what you to show us some kind of a screenshot or something, in order to help you spotting what's wrong with your approach, or go back to every single trade that you have taken in stop in the gold, sorry, and find out what went wrong in every single time. Was it your effort? Did you move your stop loss far away just to stay in the market out of fear or something? Did you set your stop loss too tight? Did you open a position with not enough capital in order to keep you in the market? um, depends what you're doing. Yes, can you see the Fibonacci levels again, please, ma'am? You're referring to the 5 minute chart. The Daniel, the biggest barrier that we have in the when we invest our own money, okay, even if we trade, um, even if we trade in gold or whatever we're doing, if we invest our own money, the biggest barrier that we have is ourself. Okay, so I understand how you feel, and I think everyone over here understands how you feel, because it's the biggest obstacle that we have, because all the rest we will learn them by studying, by going to a demo account, test our strategy, reading all the time, keep ourselves up to date with the news. These are things that we can handle. We just need time and practice and testing. But emotional control needs a lot of discipline. So when you open a position, and this is also a reply to fitness training dietitian and to everyone, when you decide to enter a market, you need to open a position Okay, you need to open a position, but with um, but considering whether you are okay losing that X amount of money. What I mean, if I decide, let's say, to open a trade in gold, and I have done my homework, I wrote down how much I want to trade, how much money I want to risk for having this profit and for having this loss. So by, let's say, I decided that I will open a position that worth $50. What that means? That means that if something goes awfully wrong, I am okay emotionally losing $50. So you need to be ready, and you need to be decided, and you need to be confident with the money that you're risking. If you don't feel confident, then put less. Slowly. Put less. You will tell me, but if I put less, that means less profits. Yes, but that means less loss as well. If it's necessary, yes, use like $10, $5, whatever, and this will help you gain more confidence. This will help you gain more control. Will help you also practice yourself as a trader and find out a strategy that works for you. It goes without saying that you need a stop loss and a target level, right, to avoid any major losses. Yeah, so no one can be a trader in 5 minutes. It needs a lot of effort. It's like a normal business. It's like opening a shop and doing your best, planning, having a business plan, etc., in order to succeed, in order to increase the odds of succeeding. And you should treat it this way. How can I download the high Kenashi indicator? So in the MT5, Shasman, MT5, it's there. You don't need to download it. In MT5, it's there. Okay, it's a part of the MT5. If you are using MT4, then you need to download uh, the premium traders tools in our website. Is for free anyway, so don't worry about it. Premium traders tools, and it will be a part of it. But in MT4, it's there by default. We offer it to you for free. You don't need to download anything if you're using MT5. Yes, I have to look at NASDAQ as well, because Hannes asked about it ages ago, and I'm sorry uh, for not replying on time. Just let me check whether I have missed any questions. So NASDAQ. Plans. Plans. You said that you're confused. Give me your feedback. Let me know how can I help you. I'm over here. I appreciate feedback. It's more than welcome. Any feedback is more than welcome, guys. Honestly. If you feel that you're getting confused, just let me know. I don't quite understand, Daniel, what you mean. You mean across the board, if you compare it with other crosses? For example, dollar as such, and then if you check it with against other crosses, you need to stick on what you see. Focus on your asset and only, unless if you will compare it with another asset that they are strongly correlated. There's no correlation, then don't confuse yourself. Okay, NASDAQ is the next one, and cable the very next one, before we call it a date. NASDAQ. Yeah, I had it in mind from the beginning of the live, my dear friend, but with the questions, I just I just forgot about it. So, um, NASDAQ, and the reason why Hannes asked about it, and I'm really sorry for the delay. It was because it's the theme of the day as well. Okay, it's not so much about the euro. You can see euro is still consolidating, but it's more about the stock markets today, especially after what we have seen um, from the. Sorry, I need to drink a bit. After what the sell-off that we have seen in the tech sector and in the tech stocks, we have seen, sorry, Nvidia, any AI related companies, AMD, Broadcom, uh, general the tech sector is under a significant pressure. Um, whew, just a second. Especially because it seems that um, there is an escalation in US carbs on exports to China, and more precisely for chip makers and in general AI related companies. Um, um, so yeah, basically, I don't believe that they will ban. US will ban the exports to China completely, but definitely there is an escalation in the US carbs on exports to China for chip makers and others, but the ones that suffer the most, the highest, a significant level of losses, it was the tech sector. Nvidia was down by 8%, I think. I don't quite remember. ASML was down. Um, Netflix also is under pressure. Apple is under pressure. Let me just check everything. So yeah, it's that tech sector and the announcement about an escalation. Um, Along with the fact that we have earnings season so soonish, we're gonna see, if I'm not mistaken, today, let me check. Today is Netflix, but I don't remember if there is another significant one today. uh Let me check, guys. What is whether who else is reporting its earnings today? But nonetheless, as you can see, this is Nasdaq in a 4-hour chart. This sell-off, because it's a 4-hour chart, this sell-off has been seen overnight and yesterday, but so far today is consolidating, and I can prove this consolidation in this 1-hour chart. Here we are, slightly higher but consolidating, well above, still below the pivot point of the day, right? You see, sell off, boom. Actually, that was on Friday, last Wednesday, was it? Last Tuesday, was it? Just double check. Yeah, last Wednesday, boom, and then try to recover, consolidated, and the sell-off started since yesterday, consolidating so far today. If I zoom in this 1 hour chart, you can see that it's consolidating. So the pair intraday is dodgy, is choppy. There is a lack of direction. Since there is a lack of direction, we need to be a bit patient. Interestingly over here, the stochastics, they shifted upwards. We have a bullish cross, but with the price action moving sideways, with RSI below 50, this is not a strong indication that it will move up, break the pivot point, and extend further higher. So we need further confirmation. We need consecutive bullish candles. We need a breakout of pivot point and so on and so forth. So even if I measure that, it will be, yeah, basically, as you can see, still consolidating below the 23.6 Fibonacci level, which anyway is a weak level to be monitored. So we need consecutive bullish candles, breaking the pivot point, and moving above it in order to imply to a reversal of this sell-off. Now. Let me check a bit whether we have anything new from Lagarde. Okay, we have some news, but I would like to finish firstly with NASDAQ. Okay, let me monitor. Okay, choppy. Let me finish with NASDAQ, guys, just a second. Okay, so in general, my dear friend Hannes, it's at a very trigger level. Okay, this is the daily chart. We had a nice smooth uptrend with few pullbacks. Okay, so here, so just connect the lows. Okay, connect the lows here, that didn't went through, was just consolidating, and now it's for one more time. We have an even stronger pullback since April, but still is above trend line. So this area over here is very, very important. The 20K, basically. The 20K is a very important level to be closely monitored, because if NASDAQ breaks below it, okay, that could trigger a reversal of this long-term rally. Okay, but considering the easing of the Fed, from fundamental perspective, it's not clear whether we're gonna see indeed the stock markets moving lower, because the central bank policy is positive for the stock market. It's just to keep our eyes open regarding the earnings season and any trade war. Any consecutive signals from US that gonna ban Chinese exports, they're gonna, whatever they do that triggers a trade war between US and China, that could affect the corporate sector negatively, and that could affect also NASDAQ. For the time being, the overall picture is still positive, because we don't have a confirmation or a breakdown to lower. A break of 20K, and more precisely the trend line that I've used, or at least the June's bottom, it would be a sign for a sell-off, for a move back down to 19K, 18K, and so on and so forth. But if and only if we indeed see the asset moving lower. Now, intraday is still consolidating. The US market opened actually Yeah. So, right now, let me check. I'd like to check NASDAQ. So, is since the market has opened, the NASDAQ is a bit muted. So, attention is mainly to the earnings calendar. So we need to wait and see. Ch- Keep an eye on the pivot point for the day for an intraday resistance level. Uh, but yeah, for now it looks there is a lack of direction. Netflix will report its earnings after the market closed today, with expectations being pretty high. What else that could affect Nasdaq? It's basically the performance of NVIDIA, TSML, and ASML, but for the time being, everything looks muted sideways. So that explains the sideways moving NASDAQ as well. So, yeah, neutral for the time being in the short term, my dear friend, but still positive in the long run. So, 30 minutes chart. Okay, 30 minutes chart. We have some nice um, move to the upside. So it's in a very short time frame, such as 30-minute chart. It seems that there is further room to the upside for a few more pips. So have a look over here. Okay, I'm gonna take myself back to euro dollar. This is euro dollar. Euro dollar starts pull back. Still, my dear friend, this is a 15 minutes chart. Still, my dear friend, is holding that level that I said earlier, this area, this bottom that I said earlier as the bottom of the descending triangle. There is some pressure with Ms. Lagarde speaking like right now. Let me check any comments. Okay, what she said. She said that growth was likely slower than first quarter. More jobs were likely created. Labor market is more resilient. Sorry, resilient. So she's quite optimist, and she mentioned that she expects that consumption will support recovery. So basically, she doesn't. She said inflation expected to fluctuate around current levels. Basically, I cannot hear anything suggesting a rush to cut rates. So still, September is on the cards, my dear friends. Not August. Anyway, in August they are on holidays. They do not really historically they don't proceed with changes in the August. But let's see over here. This is a 15 minutes chart, okay? So be careful. 15 minutes chart, it doesn't imply to taking a position for the next few hours, okay? This is a 15 minutes chart. We have another attempt to break this bottom, okay? But there are another 9 minutes to go until this candle closes, my dear friends. Okay, so this pullback, it might be for a few minutes. If you want me to cover 1 hour chart, I can. Just let me know. 1 minute chart, sorry. Uh, it won't. It will not affect it, Hannes. because now all the focus is on earnings and on Mr. Trump and Mr. Biden. So we pretty much expect that they're gonna keep rates unchanged. So it will not affect it if they indeed keep rates unchanged, because this is what is widely expected. Even though the market is pricing in an earlier and stronger rate cuts, they don't expect it to happen before September. So if they keeping it the same is what the market is expecting, so it will not affect it. What is affecting the Nasdaq right now is any escalation of a trade war between US and China, and earnings season and presidential elections. Presidential elections, why? Because Trump policy for China and Biden's policy is completely different. Biden is, remember that he did a trade war when he was elected in 2020 with China. So bringing back, having Trump elected again, this is something that could pressure a corporate sector. So let's wait and see. So, okay, we have a nice, this is 15 minutes chart, I'm telling you again, euro dollar. It seems that there is some room to the downside for the very, very short term. Okay, very short term. So what I'm gonna do, because this is a 15 minutes chart, repeating myself because I want to be clear. It's I'm gonna set some fractals on. Nice. And on the latest swing, I'm gonna place fractals just to help you find the next support levels. Let me measure this. So halfway should be at one of here you go. These are the very next support levels in a 15 minutes chart if the asset continues moving lower. We need to wait for this candle to close, okay, to see how strong it will be. I'm gonna place also stochastic just to see whether I feel confident about this 15 minutes chart. Indeed, we have a bearish cross. Okay, so yeah, it seems that in a very, very, very short time frame, such as 15 minutes chart, there is some room to the downside. 5 minute chart, boom, 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 extended, retested 109, another 1 minute to go until this candle closes. So there is some room to the downside for the next few minutes. Okay, that opened negatively as well. That's halfway. But yeah, 109.20, 109.15 are the very, very, very next immediate support levels for a 5 minute chart. Be very careful. Orange, bearish. Yep. 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 Okay. Guys, if there are no further questions, I'm gonna call it a date. I think I covered everything. Euro dollar. Euro dollar, there is a tiny pressure on euro. Now that Ms. Lagarde is doing the Q&A. So for the time being, euro is under pressure, but overall is not. It's just in the very short time frame. In general, gold, as we have seen earlier, remains to the upside, but ranging the last 2 days. Dollar, it's in general, it was a bit weak. Oops, sorry. It's weak. It's back below 103.50 level, 103.50, 103.60 level. And in general, there is it's in a deep sell-off since the whole actually July. Corporate sector is consolidating after the sell-off in tech sector. So if we have any disappointing data today, earnings releases today, and if we have further news regarding the escalation of the US carbs into China, this dip will continue. So keep an eye on 20K for NASDAQ. This is Bitcoin has seen some recovery, but it's stalled. Dollar yen after the intervention that we have seen last week continues to the downside, signaling further intervention, even if the Bank of Japan didn't pretty much came out to confirm it, but it is an intervention. It looks that it has stabilized a bit today because this is the daily chart. Okay, so today you can see that this is the daily performance. See, this is what happened today, sideways, stabilizing, but uh, but this sell-off is an intervention, so we need to keep an eye for any further lower lows, because it's just it could open the doors even for 150 level, 151, 150, and so on and so forth, because right now it's still at the record highs. Okay, so stabilize a bit, but it looks to be just a correction of a sharp dip, a limited correction of a sharp dip, because yen is getting widely stronger. Okay, yeah, it does, my dear friend. Yeah, it does, at least in the very, very short term. So use Fibonacci, fractals, whatever you want to find your immediate support levels, just to be in line with the current trend. I cannot say that gold is going down. This is the 1 hour chart. It's still consolidating. If you are referring to the 5 minutes chart or etc., still no, my dear friend. Consolidated a bit. Some doji candles over here. That's the very first that we had. So we need confirmation, but this is in short lived anyway. I mean, you cannot analyze short term charts such as 5 minutes, 1 minute, 15 minutes, 30 minutes in order to get conclusion for the overall sentiment and outlook of an asset. Okay, so you're telling me that it's going down. Yes, it does. It does if you're a scalper or something like that, or if, yeah, in general very, very short time frame traders. So yeah, if it's you're checking a 5 minute chart, yes, indeed it goes down. um so but already smoothed. Nonetheless, guys, I'm gonna call it a date. um I think we covered as much as we could. Take care, because Netflix is tonight. Take care about any news regarding geopolitics and trade relationship between US and China. Miss Lagarde, okay, nothing really surprising. The only thing that pressured the euro, it was the fact that she she's giving the impression that she's not in a rush for a rate cut, but this is indeed the case, not in August at least. So let's wait and see. But she remains data dependent, so everything will depend on the inflation and the consumption and the labor market in Europe as well. So basically, yeah, today you should focus on the earnings and or any news coming out of US, either if it's politics, either if it's something related with corporate sector, because we might see some nice moves overnight from the US major indices, such as last night. Okay, guys, I'm gonna call it a date. Thank you very much for attending. Hopefully, that was an insightful session for you. Feedback is more than welcome. So, have a great day ahead. Take care and see you again next week. Bye bye.